Hello and welcome to our channel again. So today we have another Toyota Prius second generation. I think it's with 1.5 petrol engine. So the vehicle was brought by a recovery truck to our garage, and this is the symptom I'm going to show you here. Okay, as you can see, the master warning sign is illuminating, as you can see. If I turn the ignition off, and now I'm going to put the vehicle in ready mode. So I have pressed the clutch pedal. So let me show you that here. As you can see, the clutch pedal is pressed. If I press the power button, and as you can see, the high voltage battery or connection is not being stable between the hybrid control system and the high voltage battery, as you can see. And the master warning, I think it's called the master warning sign, is illuminating on the dashboard. So this is the scan tool that I have scanned the vehicle. As you can see, there are many fault codes in EC system 1, in EOBD system 4, and what is this for? This is for the engine and engine coolant temperature. This is the engine and engine coolant temperature. This is going to be related to the electric pump. And as you can see here, engine, poor engine power, poor engine power, poor engine power. So we are going to exit that one, and we are going to focus on just this two, hybrid control system and hybrid and the high voltage battery. So let's see that this is hybrid control, and if you see, it says that engine failed to start, battery control system, engine failed to start, battery control system. So if you go back here and go here, and this is the main cause that so the engine cannot be started by the high voltage battery, or to say little bit more in detail, so the battery cannot supply the voltage to the motor generator 1 to start the engine, as you can see. And this is the fault code which is stored in the battery smart unit, or the battery monitoring control unit, whatever you call it. So if I go back here, so let me enter this one, and so this is the fault code. As you can see, one is current, both fault codes are the same. One is current and the other is history. So I'm going to investigate the current one. So if I go to freeze frame data, this is very important sometime. So I'm going to show you something which is equivalent to a task which you will have to see here. And that when you see something here, this is going to be equivalent to a task where you will have to remove the high voltage battery pack and test each block under load, and then you will have this value or outcome from the battery high voltage battery pack blocks status. So this data was stored while the fault code was occurring. So this value of the block which I'm going to show you here, and as you can see right now, this is recorded under the load while the battery or blocks were under load or under capacity test. So as you can see, when the fault code was storing, at that moment the battery, so here as you can see, this is the auxiliary battery voltage which was 14.15, and actually this is the auxiliary battery positive post which connected to the front fuse box, and also this wire is also connected to the battery smart unit as well. So this is the auxiliary battery voltage sensing by the battery smart unit, and as you can see, the auxiliary battery voltage was 14, and the battery current, battery pack current value was 14.75. So when the fault code was occurring, actually the battery pack was supplying, or the battery pack was conducting 4.75 amps of current. And here, this is very important. Battery block value, volume or whatever you call it, 13.86 volt. Battery block 2, 13.86. Battery block 3, 13.86. Battery block 4, 12.98. Battery block 5, 13.87. Battery block 6, 13.62. And battery block 7, look at that, 11.97. So keep this in mind. So completely discharged block voltage, completely discharged block voltage is going to be 12 volt. And even as you can see, this is lower than the completely discharged block voltage. So I'm going to show you later. And this battery pack has 28 modules, which equals 14 blocks. and each module has 7.2 volts. Average volt is 7.2, and each block has 14.4 volts. So later I'm going to explain that to you better. So 7 and 8 is 12.85 and 9 is 12.8. So let's go to the second page. So we are in second page. So 10 is 13.21, 11 13.26, 12 12.51, 13 13.93, and 14 13.87. So in this freeze frame data, the highest is block 13, which has 13.93 volt, and the lowest is 7, which has 11.97 volt, and the difference, or the delta, it's called delta, between these two is 1.96 volt. So we are in page 2. So battery state of charge is showing 30% here, as you can see, and the calculated load charge of charge control signal on charge control, maybe value cooling fan mode off. Delta, as you can see, delta is 1.5 or 1.5% here. Discharge control, discharge, what the hell is doing? So discharge control value is 0.5 kilowatt. So kilowatt. Now we are going to go to page 3, and this is page 3. So DTC clear warm up 0, ECU control mode, engine coolant temperature was 59 degrees of Fahrenheit, engine revolution. Look, when this fold code, or this fold occurred, the engine RPM was 928. So actually it was so the motor generator or motor generator number 2 or number 1, sorry, was trying to start the engine, and while this fault code occurred. Okay, this is the freeze frame data. So now I'm going to give you some extra information. So why this fault code occurred? Because as you can see that all blocks have voltage, and what's the reason that they fault code was stored in the smart unit or the battery smart unit, and also in the hybrid control module. So the reason is that this battery is designed so whenever there is differences in voltage while the battery is under load, 0.3 voltage between each block, like from block 1 to 14, it's acceptable. So higher than 0.3 volt differences between each block is going to store fault code P0A80. So if I show you here, block 1 is okay, block 2 is okay, there is no that much difference. Block 3 is okay, but so look at the block number 4. So let me take calculator. Okay, we got here the highest voltage, which is 13.93 volts, and that's the block number 13 voltage. So we are going to consider this one as a reference. So this is the higher one, 13.93. So 13.93. So 13 point, not sure if you can see. No, you won't be able to see that. I'm going to work out this by mobile calculator, mobile phone calculator. Okay, 13.93 minus 1386, 13.86, and the difference, no good. I'm going to grab another calculator, just hold on. Okay, our higher voltage or highest voltage reference is 13.93, and this is block number 1 voltage, 13.86. So mine is 13.86. So this is okay. So now going to the second, so 13.93 minus, okay, second is also, it's going to be 0.07, and the third is going to also be 0.07 volts. Now we are going to minus this from the highest voltage value, 12.98. so minus 12.98. Look, this is the difference, and the acceptable value is only 0.3. so this is the fourth module. So let's go to the fifth. Fifth is also going to be okay, because here we got 13.86, and that was showing 0.07, and this is going to be even less. So we are going to skip this one, leave this one. We are going to minus this from 13.93, so block number 6. So 13.93 minus 1362, 13.62. so this is not acceptable as well. So we got 440, block 4 40, 640, 6. So let's go down. So we are going to minus 13.93 minus 1197, 1.97, and look, the difference is 1.96. so block 7 1.96. So 8 let me let's do the number 8. So 13.93 minus where is the 8? Number 8, we are going to minus this 12.85. 12.8 so this is look, block number 8, which is 1081 volt. Block 8 1.08 volt. So 12.88. so 13.93 minus 12.88, so 1.05, so 9. 1.05 volt, so 9. 10 is that, so 13.93 minus 1321. 13.21. so this is also not acceptable. So 10, block 10 0.72 volt. Block 11, let's see block 11. 13.26. 13.93 minus 13.26. 13.26. as you can see, this is also not acceptable. So 0.67 volt. So let's do 12. B12. 12.51. so 13.93 minus 12.51. 12.51 equals, this is 1.42. 12.4, so 1.42. 1.42 volt. So let's do block 13. We are nearly done. So 13 is the highest one. There is no so let's do 14 is also, as you can see, that will be very, very less. So if we want, maybe we can do that. So so B block 14. 13.93 minus block 14. 13.87. 13.87 and as you can see, this is 0.06, which is good. Okay, in conclusion, so block 1, 2, 3 is okay. So the highest the difference between the highest and lowest voltage, no, actually the difference between the highest voltage and block number 4, which is 12.98, is 0.95 volt, and the difference between the highest voltage and block number 5, which is 387, it's going to be just 0.06 volt, which is okay, acceptable. And the difference between the highest voltage and voltage of block number 6 is going to be 0.31 volt, which is not acceptable. So, and the difference between the highest voltage and the block number 7 voltage is going to be 1.96 volt, and the difference between the highest voltage and the voltage of block number 8 is going to be 1.08 volt, and also the difference between the highest voltage and block number 9 voltage is going to be 1.05 volt, and the difference between the highest voltage and block number 10 voltage is going to be 0.72, which is not acceptable, this one too. And the difference between the highest voltage and block number 11 voltage is going to be 0.67 volt, which is not acceptable. And the difference between the highest voltage and block number 12 voltage is going to be 1.42 volt, which is not acceptable. And the difference between the highest voltage and block number 13 is going to be 0, because this is the highest voltage that we recorded in a freeze frame data. And also the highest voltage between the difference and the difference between the highest voltage and block number 14 volt is going to be 0.06 volt, which is acceptable. So I have written here, so block number 4 voltage is not acceptable, block number 6 voltage is not acceptable, block number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is not acceptable. So now we are going to so anyway, I'm going to confirm the inform the customer and let him that your battery pack is actually needs to be replaced, or if he agrees, to replace the battery pack. Before replacing the battery pack, we are going to remove that and see and look at the every module and block condition. Then we are going to find out whether the module is restorable or that has to be replaced. And as you can see that we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 blocks. Voltage is no good, so if the customer agrees to go ahead, and I'm going to record the rest of the procedure, the repairing of the high voltage battery. If he said no, I'm going to do that later, and then this is going to be the diagnosis procedure conclusion that we have diagnosed the problem that the battery pack is no good, it's a bad, it's faulty. And another thing, so if we clear the fault code off, and then this fault code may not occur for a while until the vehicle drive for 10 miles, if the battery can cope with the moving or propelling the vehicle down the road. So after driving the vehicle is going to occur the fault code again. And this is to show you that in some cases how the fault code freeze frame data is important. As you can see, we have found that how many modules were faulty, and also the scanner has the ability to record this freeze frame data, to retrieve this freeze frame data while this all blocks were under load. So it's the same like you do the load test on each module or block while they are out of vehicle. So the scanner sometimes is very helpful, and also the freeze frame data is very helpful. So even we didn't touch the battery and we didn't look at it, so the only thing possibility that a corrosion which is built on the terminals or brass bar on the module which is connected to each other in series, that could be the case, but it's very rare that the brass bar corrosion can drop that much of voltage or show that much voltage differences between each block. And here, as you can see, this is the fault code P0A80, and the detection item, it says replace hybrid battery pack, and trouble area is high voltage battery assembly or number 2 battery smart units. So mil status comes on when this fault code occurs. And if I take you to the second page of that, and this is the description, says look, as you can see, so P0A80, it says replace high voltage battery pack, and the description is this: the high voltage battery uses nickel metal hybrid batteries and does not require external charging. The power management control ECU controls the state of charge. So the power management control ECU control the state of charge of the high voltage battery at a constant level during driving. The high voltage battery is composed of 28 modules, and each module consists of, this is actually wrong, it's 6, but they have written here 8. 8 is wrong, it's actually 6 1.2 volt cells in series. The battery smart unit monitors battery block voltage at 14 locations. Each battery block is composed of 2 modules in a set. So as you can see, this is the modules. As you can see, this is module. This is not actually cell. Cell is within the module. It's 6 cells and these 2 modules connected in series are called battery block. As you can see, this one with 2 modules connected in series called block. So let me take you to the page 3. So here, as you can see, it says P0A80 difference in voltage between battery blocks is larger than the standard 2 trips detection. As I mentioned, that if the difference in voltage between the battery block is more than 0.3 volt, 3 volts, and it's going to store the fault code. And here, as you can see, hint. So P0A80 will not be set unless the vehicle is driven for approximately 10 minutes after clearing the DTC. So once you have cleared the DTC, and it's going to be set after 10 minutes driving the vehicle. So previously, so I mentioned 10 miles. Okay, the battery smart unit, which monitors the voltage of the battery blocks, determine that malfunction has occurred in a voltage differences between the battery blocks exceeded the standard. When the malfunction detection condition is satisfied, the power management control ECU high voltage central processing unit or central power unit, I don't know what to, high voltage CPU is going to be central power unit or maybe central processing unit, well illuminates the mill and set a DTC. So I don't know what this actually means, but it's central power unit or maybe. Okay, so this is the monitoring strategy, as you can see, of the P0A80. So required sensor components. So battery voltage sensor must function or must be in operating status. Battery carrying sensor must be in operating so And also we had let me give you some extra information. And also we had this fault code as well, P3000 battery control system. So this fault code occurs or stored in the computer memory when the high voltage battery cannot start the engine or cannot supply enough current or power to start the internal combustion engine. So this is going to be related to P0A80. So while that one rectified, so this will clear itself. So don't consider this one, so ignore this one. So first fix the P0A80, and this is going to be cleared of this all this 1 2 3 4. As you can see, engine failed to start, engine failed to start. So these 4 fault codes are related to P0A80 or caused by the fault code P0A80. Okay. Once I have cleared the fault code, and then I tried to start the combustion engine, and actually the hybrid system tried to start the engine, but after just momentarily, approximately 15 seconds engine running, the engine was stalled again. So if I show you the fault code, and these are the fault codes which stored in the hybrid control system. After that, I cleared all fault codes off. So this is in the hybrid control system, and this let me show you high voltage battery and what is in the battery. And these are the fault codes in high voltage battery pack. As you can see, replace hybrid battery pack, replace hybrid battery pack. So as previously I have shown that in the freeze frame data, the block number 7 voltage was too low while it was under load, while the fault code was storing in the hybrid control system. Now I'm going to show you the live data. So let me select 1 2 block 3, block 4, 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Okay, so as you can see, block number 1 voltage is 14.81, block number 2 voltage is 14.69, block 3 voltage is 14.72 or 7374, something like that. It's fluctuating, but this is actually the live data that I'm sharing with you, or I'm showing on the scanner screen. Block number 4 14.26, block number 5 14.82, block number 6 14.64, and this one, as you can see, is a block number 7, which was dropped to 11.98 volt under load. And here in live data, this block voltage is too low as well. So this is 13.59, and block 8 14.11, block 9 14.012, block 10 14.4, block 11 14.49, block 12 1384. And if I go to page 2, so on page 2, block number 13 voltage is 14.85, and block number 14 voltage is 14.83. so these are the live data that I'm showing, or the battery open circuit voltage that you can see right now. So if I go back here, back again, and show you the fault code, and this is the fault code as you can see. But if I go take you to freeze frame data of the fault code, so if I take you here, so while the fault code occur, actually the auxiliary battery voltage was 14, that was okay. So if I take you look, block number 4 voltage was 12.82, block 5 was 14.12, and look at block number 7, and that was under load, as you can see, 11.76, and block number 8 12.77. so let me look, this is the different in voltage between the high and low. As you can see, it's 2.5%, it's too high. And so let me show you, look, this is the status of the battery at that time, the status of the state of the charge, battery state of the charge was 30%. so let me, if I find current somewhere, where how much current was going to battery current, look, it was 13.58 yesterday. So at first full code freeze frame data, this current was actually 14 amps, this one. And so the fault code freeze frame data is very, very important. It's going to give us very, very important information, as you can see. So here this voltage is now so in the fault code freeze frame data 11.76. but if I take you to the live data here, so let me take you to the live data, and so block number 7 voltage, so as you can see, it's now 13.59. so we are going to remove the battery and check on the bench, but we are not going to show the removing and installation, the removing procedure of the battery pack, because that needs a qualified technician to remove the battery, and we will not be showing this on the camera. So once we took the battery to a bench, then we are going to show you the battery status, the battery condition, and also when we found bad modules and even blocks, then we are going to show those to you as well.